Hey there, it's Jacqueline here of Wegosolo.world, and today I thought I would talk to you about when's the best time to travel. Now, it sounds like a really silly question, but aside from when you've got the money in your bank account and you can get the time off work, there are a few other things that I would throw into the pot just to think about. So one of them being that I did actually know of somebody who was really happy. They got an amazing fare to go to South Africa, but the trouble was it was going in July. They thought they were going to go there, bask in the sun, have an amazing time wandering around the vineyards and going and checking out the Victoria and Albert Wharf area. And actually, it's winter time in South Africa. So it was a very different experience. It comes under a different hemisphere. So you've got the northern hemisphere, everything north of the equator. So, Europe, America, Canada, China, but everything north of the equator. Then you've got the southern hemisphere, everything south of the equator. So just a few to throw into the mix are South Africa, I've just mentioned. You've also got most of South America and Australia and New Zealand as sort of the main biggies I'm just putting out there. Now, the reason this is important is because it's a switch, it's the total opposite. So for the northern hemisphere, summertime would be June, July, August. For the southern hemisphere, summertime is December, January, February. So just bear that in mind. Now, it might well be it's not even the country you're travelling from and going to. It could be that the country that you're in is so vast. So for the likes of Australia, where you've got different states and territories, they have got different climates as well. So you might be basking in sun in Sydney and then you head up to Kakadu and it's actually monsoon season. Now, that's not going to be a real biggie if you're there and you're travelling for a while, so you can just reroute and, go there when you prefer a better climate for you. You might love monsoon season for all I know, so then go for it. But if you are planning a trip and it's a more concise amount of time and you are booking things in, then do bear that in mind. So also monsoon you have in Thailand. I think July and August could be very wet, and you've also got that in India has monsoons as well, and the Caribbean. So just a few things to take into account. There are a couple of websites you could look at. There's worldatlas.com, which shows you the split of the hemispheres, and there's another one which I find is really good is worldweatheronline.com, and you can just put in the destination you're going to and it shows you the weather all different times of the year. But we all know how accurate the weathermen can be, so there's that to take into account. But anyway, that's one of the things I would think about with regards to when's the best time to travel. Now, the other thing that I would say is that if there is a sale on, it might not necessarily be the best time to travel, but it's the best time to buy a fare. So to get your airline ticket. Goodness, so I can't speak at the moment. To get your airline ticket. So for me personally, I tend to go with the airline direct. I find I get some great fares there, but I like to do things myself and sleuth about and do things myself. So going back to the hemispheres and the winter time versus summertime, if you're going through a travel agency, then that should all be done and dusted for you, so it won't be a concern or shouldn't be a concern. But if you're doing it yourself, then that is something definitely to take into account. Now, going back to the airfare side, then what you can do is register with the airline and get their newsletter, so you'll be notified when the sales go on and you can get first dibs and get in there with regard to the airfares. Also, there are carriers or companies like Trailfinders who have very good fares, and also Flight Centre. I believe Flight Centre also offer like a fare guarantee, so they will beat any fare. But I believe, I would have thought you'd get that. The airlines now are very competitive as well. So the main thing is just sort of shop around as well and see what you can find. Now, the other thing I would say about when's the best time to travel is thinking about what's going on. So I would have a look at a couple of things. So I would have a look, if you're in the UK, you could look at the Foreign Office website. That tells you if there's any unrest as well, not wanting to scare you, but if there are things going on that you need to be aware of, you can have a look on there. You can also have a look on the tourist board site for the country you want to go to, and also online guides, the likes of the Lonely Planet, Foda and Rough Guides, just a few to put out there. Have a check with them. There might be some big festivals going on that you're not aware of, and you've got your first few nights booked and you think, oh yeah, I'll just take some time and I'll just sort of maybe stay there for another week or so, and you might not be able to do that because everything could be totally booked out. So that's another thing. The final place to look, I would say, it would be on forums. The Lonely Planet also has one called Thorntree and TripAdvisor as well. So those are things that I would do if I'm thinking about, you know, when's the best time to travel. So do let me know what you do and what your plans are when, you know, when you go into planning mode for your travels. If I've missed anything out, I would really love your comments. And if you are going off traveling, do come and drop us a line at Wegosolo.world and say hi and plot your trips and join us. It's all a free community, so do come along. Even if you're not, you know, get yourself in there, and then when you are traveling, you can plot your trips on, and there are some blogs and information there as well. Anyway, till the next time, take care. Bye.